What's up, everyone? So today I'm going to be talking about how to outline a novel. If you guys have not written a novel before, or even if you've written 20, outlining and the process of outlining is super important, beginning, in the middle, and even after your first draft of a novel. So to begin, when I think about outlining, I think about it in 3 steps. First, I have the big idea. And underneath the big idea would be things like world building, themes, story arcs, character arcs, some of the big plot points that you're hitting in the story. I try to think of it a movie. I try to think about what's the inciting incident, then what's the rise to action and the climax, and then finally the conclusion. How does your story end? I always try and think about that whether I'm writing the first book in a series, a standalone novel, or even just a small novella of only 80 pages. My second step is honing in on character profiles. So here's where I get into a lot of detail. I like to list their personality, some of the things that they like, that they don't like. I try and form a full picture of who this person is in my mind and put it down on a page so that I could constantly reference back to it. I do this for locations as well. And sometimes we'll even do it for characters that are not alive or not present in the moment in the novel. But when I have characters reference them, I want them to feel as real and authentic as possible. When setting up the world building of a novel, I try and think, what's this big idea that I can think about in one sentence? Is it Jaws meets Shark Boy and Lava Girl? That would be weird. That's an awful one sentence idea. But my first step in forming a story is trying to get that one sentence. What can I boil down this story to that will make readers want to read it? Then when building the world and the character arcs and themes, I try and write it all down. I try and pretty much envision where this story is headed. And I don't have to know everything from the get-go, but I like to have a really good idea of where it's all ending up. Now that I have all this background information, including character profiles, the themes of my novels, the story arcs, the arcs of subplots, and even the arcs of characters themselves, the last step for me is to get into the real meat of plotting out the novel. Usually I'll sit down and spend 5 to 6 hours really hammering home this part. I take it chapter by chapter and I outline all my ideas for each chapter. Inside each chapter, I bullet it based on each beat in a chapter. Beats for me are kind of like a scene in a movie. It's every 400 to 450 words, a key action or point of conflict that is made. My outline really helps me to prevent writer's block when I'm writing my story because I know that I have to hit each point when I'm writing my novel. I don't always follow these to a T, but I make sure that whenever I'm writing, each page that I write has a conflict going on, has a purpose, so that I know I'm not rambling or really just giving unneeded information to the reader. Thus, by outlining and really setting out all my beats ahead of time, I'm giving myself a template to follow when writing this novel. And when I go to sit down every day, whether I have a busy day of schoolwork, a busy day at work, or whatever it may be, I can look at my outline, clear my head, and dive right back into the storytelling process. I hope that watching this video today gave you a quick roundup of how to write a great outline to prepare you to write an even better novel. If you have any questions or would like me to delve into this topic further, please let me know in the comments down below and I'm happy to do so. Happy writing to everyone.